guys, welcome back to my channel. So in today's look, I'm going to be using a new pastel palette that you guys saw me feature in my new indie brand makeup haul that I recently did. I uploaded that like 2 videos back, so go ahead and check it out. I will leave it linked up above if you guys want to see it. But I did pick up some really interesting palettes and I'm really excited to show you guys on camera and play with. So I decided that today I would do just like my makeup and show you guys what look I create. So I'm talking about the Playing in Makeup by Yolondo. This is the Jamrock colored Wasichana pastel eyeshadow palette. So it comes with all of these beautiful shades. Literally how it looks on camera is how it looks in person. It's really vibrant, really pastel, and just very beautiful. So I do want to do a pastel look. I might incorporate some of the deeper shades at the bottom, but mainly it's going to be pastel. I'm not really sure what color I want to do, but we are going to be playing around with that palette. So without further ado, if you guys want to see what look I come up with, just keep on watching. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, and turn on your post notifications. And let's get right into the video. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to be doing, as always, is I'm going to be priming my lids. I'm going to be taking the P. Louise base. Playing in Makeup by Yolondo also does have their own eyeshadow base. I didn't get to pick it up. I definitely want to try it out. It does have a very similar packaging to the P. Louise, and I definitely like to try theirs. I'm not really sure how much it retails for, but if it's cheaper than the P. Louise, then that might be a primer that I'm interested in. I did end up picking up one of their newer palettes in collaboration with a MUA. So once that ships out and once that gets to me, I'm pretty sure I'm also going to be uploading a video on that. Hopefully I have the time. And I was meaning to get my eyebrows done today, but I didn't get a chance to, so I'll just have to see if I can get them done tomorrow. I always like doing my makeup when I have like freshly clean brows. And then I like to take a makeup brush that looks like this. It's just like a kabuki round blender, and I just like to pat the primer in to kind of activate it. And I really like this P. Louise primer. I've been reaching for it a lot more than I have been for my Anastasia ones, so I've been hooked on that one for a while, but I figured, you know what, let me just try the P. Louise one, since I literally have so many of the Anastasia bases. Some were accidentally sent to me, so yeah, I have like 4 of them, which is kind of ridiculous. Alright, so now that we're zoomed in, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna start off with, I don't know if I want to do like a 3 color or what, but I'm just gonna go ahead and get a blending brush, something really soft. I'm just gonna take a blender brush that looks like this, and I'm gonna go into the shade called Carly. It's a green shade. I'm just going to be placing that color on like this outer part of my lid. Alright, so once I've finished placing that color, I'm going to go into a little bit of the shade called Madeline, and it's kind of like a mint color. So you're just going to want to place that in the middle. Okay, and then finally I'm going to be taking a more like compact blender brush, and I kind of want to go into like one of the pink shades. So I'm going to take Kiara. I don't know, that looks pretty deep. Might be a little bit deep, but I'm just going to be taking some of this cosmetics cream and just apply that on my face before I get started with my primer. Alright guys, so the next thing I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be taking the Milk Hydro Grip Primer, and I'm going to be patting that onto my skin, just kind of patting it to activate it. I really have been enjoying this primer a lot lately. Alright guys, so for my foundation today, sorry for these like hairs that like stick out, so annoying. I'm going to be using the Light Medium It Cosmetics CC Cream Foundation, or yeah, full coverage cream, and I honestly really like this. It's really nice. It's not too heavy, but it has really great coverage and it blends out beautifully with a sponge. This is a CC cream, I consider it something light. So yeah, you see that coverage? All my like rosacea and like problems in my skin. So I'm just gonna be, I always put it over my lips because if I close my mouth and just like that, like it never gets the size of my mouth. So I'm just gonna be applying this. I always have to fix my nose ring because it always moves out of place. So I'm just gonna be taking that, literally blending it all over my face. Alright, so for my concealer, I'm going to be using the ColourPop Pretty Fresh Hydrating Hyaluronic Concealer, I think it's called. I really have been wanting to try out the foundation, but I haven't gotten around to it. I'm just going to blend this out with my sponge. By the way, if you guys are curious to what sponge I use, I alternate between this one, the e.l.f. Cosmetics, which is this one, and then, well, I alternate between this one, the Juno & Co. Cloud Sponge. This one's from e.l.f. and the Beauty Blender. Those are like my top three. They're just really bouncy, get into all the right places, and they're easy to wash, and they've lasted me a really long time, so I really like them. And I think it's great that more companies are coming out with sponges, because before I feel like it was just like Beauty Blender and Real Techniques, and honestly the Real Techniques one was absolutely amazing, but then they like had to redo it, and well, like I guess they changed the like packaging or however they were making it, and it just wasn't the same after. So yeah, I've tried using Real Techniques, but I'm just not a big fan of their sponges anymore. Not like in the OG days. The next thing is the Mega Glow Makeup Contour Stick from Wet n Wild in the shade Call Me Maple. And I'm going to be taking it right here. I kind of just like to look forward. And just right there on my temple. And then a little on my jaw. Underneath of my lip. Remind me to blend that out because I never remember. And then on the sides of my nose. I know some people do like to contour before they highlight. It's all personal preference. So yeah, that's just something I've seen. A lot of people also have done the technique that I did in one of my other videos where I kind of just like highlighted first and then I put foundation over it. So I'm just gonna take a like foundation brush to kind of buff it out to make it easier for the blender. So for the sponge, so I'm just gonna go to these areas and kind of just like maneuver the product a little bit. You don't have to do this, but I don't know, I just do it. So I'm just gonna take my sponge now to blend out the product. I don't know, I'm a big fan of like cream contour. I never was. I was super intimidated back then, but now I just kind of do it, and hey, who knows, maybe I freaking suck at it, but I really enjoy it, and I just feel like it makes my makeup last longer because I have that contour and then I set it and then I put my powder, like my bronzer on top. So to me, it all comes together. Alright guys, so now that we're done with the foundation, the cream contour, and our concealer, I'm going to go ahead and set that all with the number 10 powder from Maybelline. It's a little bit dirty, but that's just because I use this powder a lot. I use it for like all my makeup tutorials, and I also have been enjoying it just when I wear makeup in general. So I always like to go with my beauty blender and just like, well, with my sponge, and then just kind of make sure I get under those fine lines that I have underneath my eyes, so that I'm not setting anything that will crease. So I'm just gonna take my sponge, set underneath, and I set with my makeup sponge. I'm just too lazy to set with a brush or like swipe it away with a brush, so I always just end up patting it into my skin. Sorry if I'm blocking you guys. I tend to do that a lot because my mirror is like so big. So now that I've set that all in place, I'm just going to go ahead and use a setting spray. So for today, I'm just going to be using this Miss A Lightweight Matte Finish. It locks in makeup. I just like to use a setting spray to really not make my face look so like matte or like just really cakey. So and I'm gonna take my fan, keep everything closed, and just... Okay, so I'm just gonna be using this one from Luxie. It's a double-ended brush. So I'm just gonna go into a little bit of my contour powder and just go ahead and set. We'll just put it where I would contour. I like to bring it a little bit above just to like lift my face. So now it's time for some blush, and I'm going to be going in with the Milani Baked Blush in Luminoso. Alright, so now that I've applied, I'm just going to take some on my nose. I love a good blush. So now I'm going to finish off the eyes. So I'm going to go ahead and take the palette again, and I'm just going to go ahead and do the same shades that I applied. So if you guys don't have this palette, I basically just used Kiara I used Aaliyah, and then I went into Carly. I also used a little bit of Madeline, and then just went in to deepen it up with some of Ebony's. So yeah, it's a gorgeous, gorgeous palette. I hope I showed you guys all the shades. Just gonna take some of Carly on the outer corner, connect it with that color, and then taking a little bit of Diamond just in the like more center. So I just want to do something like super light on the lower lash line, so I just added some of Carly, Aaliyah, and a little bit of Diamond. So and now I'm going to move on to my highlighter before I go ahead and apply my lashes. So for my highlighter today, I actually want to use the Wet n Wild loose highlighter. I tend to avoid using loose highlighters, but I'm just going to see how this one works, and if it works good, then I'll keep using it. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and use this Wet n Wild I'm So Lit loose highlighter, and it's really intense, so I just want to use it because it's in my makeup collection and I don't ever reach for it. So I'm just going to take some on my nose. And then I'm going to take my highlighter brush and go into a little bit of that. Yeah, it's an intense highlight. Alright guys, so I have my lip products over here. I have to get them from the back. They're like the only thing I don't have in front of me. So I'm going to be taking my MAC Strip Down Lip Liner and just lining my lips. Well, the next thing I'm going to do is grab the Morphe liquid lipstick in the shade Taunt. Meanwhile, I'm just going to curl my lashes and apply some mascara. And the final thing I'm going to be doing with my lips is adding some of the Artist Couture lip gloss in the shade Uncensored 2.0, which is like a really rich nude. I kind of feel like trying the Makeup Shack Dubai lashes, so I'm just going to go ahead and pop these babies out and measure them. So yeah, these are the lashes that I will be using. So let me just go ahead, trim them, apply them to my eye, and I will see you guys when I'm finished. Alright guys, so I just went ahead and added those lashes that I told you guys that I was going to add, and then I just went ahead and used an LA Girl eyeliner in my waterline. But that is pretty much it for today's look. So my final thoughts on the palette is that it applied really well. The pigmentation wasn't bad. Like for a pastel palette, I know that sometimes you have to like build them up. I went for a really soft pastel look, so for the look that I was trying to achieve, it was great. There is a little bit of fallout in the pan, not so much on my face. I didn't feel like I needed to tap off a lot of the product like to not get fallout on my face. It was pretty okay, and I didn't notice any fallout at the end when I was going to go ahead and do my base makeup. Usually I do have to go in with micellar water, but again, I did use lighter shades, so that could also have a part in it. So this palette does retail for $45 USD, and it does say the product amount. It's 3 grams. Net weight is 3 grams, 0.1 ounce each. So I don't think it's that bad. It's a pretty large palette, and the pans are really nice and really big. So yeah, it's not like a super small palette. You're going to get a lot of use out of it. If you're looking for a pastel palette, personally, I would definitely recommend this one. It is $45, but I feel like you're getting really nice pigmentation out of the palette. But if you do want something more cheaper, there are more affordable options. But $45 for me personally, for a palette that is pastels and I know I'm not going to have to fidget with it, is worth it in my eyes. If I figure out any discount codes, I will go ahead and leave them in the description bar down below. Alright guys, so that's pretty much it for today's video. Before you guys leave, don't forget to give this video a like, subscribe to my channel, and turn on your post notifications so that way you guys are always up to date on when I upload a new video. And thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye.